second or the third?
This is the third one.
The third one, yeah, that's what I thought.
Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmaster president. Tonight I'd like to introduce you to a very special guest that we have, Dinora. Dinora Rivera has been a longtime resident of Puerto Rico, and she's full of several gifts and talents. And the purpose of this interview tonight is so that we can extract something from her and discover something that maybe she and herself doesn't even realize she has. How are you this evening?
Very well, thank you.
Good. You know, Dinora, something that I know about you is that you're frustrated. You know that you have a lot of talent, and you know you have a lot to give, and you feel like you're just trapped in the money cycle looking for income. So I wanted to ask you this evening, when you were a child, what was it that you loved to do? What was something that you just was a hobby for you?
What I really enjoyed was playing dolls, paper dolls, dressing them. I would buy different books, and that's how you paper. They were paper dolls, and you cut out, and you would dress them, and I had this huge sense of imagination of shoe boxes, and I'd make them like their rooms or their houses, etc.
Very, very creative. And you know, that even is a possibility of a future, you know. I think it would be great to recreate paper dolls. I mean, imagine children today don't get the opportunity to play paper dolls. And what would you say is your greatest passion right now, your cause, that something that really, just really moves you?
There are several things that gives me passion. One of them, as most of you all know, I love to cook. I love to entertain. I mean, it's just the setting of a meeting of someone. I love that. I also was involved in the convention that we had in October. Even that was a lot of work, yet I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, that's true. That's something I really know about you from watching you here at Toastmasters, is that you always are ready to set up and do the work that people don't necessarily have to recognize. You don't have to be in the spotlight.
Definitely.
And what would you say was the highest moment in your life, where you remember just being like, this is what I wish I could be all the time?
There are different moments that were high for me. One of them were when I was in Washington, when I worked for the Inter-American Development Bank. This is where I met many people of all walks of the world. And just the matter of giving out these loans to third world countries, and what the purpose of those loans were, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the whole setup. Okay, it's when these loans are signed, there are countries that sign. The governors of the country that are representing are the ones that sign. So there's always a conversation after that of how the funds are going to be handed out. A second time, a turning point was when I came here, where I had been away from the island for a long time, and yet I was able to do again purchase in a department store, and I enjoyed that very much. I did toys, I did back to school equipment and things like that, and I was able to travel again, and I was able to create a program for the toy department and back to school department.
You know, one of the things I noticed about your resume as I was reading through it was department store, department store, department store, and it's very interesting to hear you talk with passion, because I thought maybe you fell into a department store because it was just kind of like the only thing that was available, but I see now that you really have a passion for that.
It was actually by mere coincidence that I learned to enjoy. I firmly believe that once you are in a job, you learn to love it, okay? And you find other things to create within that environment, and you can create. It all depends on how you want to do it.
You know, that's the key to success, is whatever job you're in, is to take ownership of that job and pretend like it's your own little microcosm of a small business. And you just said that's something you love to do, and that doesn't come up naturally for most people. For most people, I would say, that are employees that are just there for a paycheck, they might just be waiting for 5 o'clock, where it looks to me like you're thinking out of the box. And it sounds to me like there's a little sliver of entrepreneurship running through your veins. And if you thought of some kind of a business that you'd like to do, what would be that business?
Make jewelry.
Yes, that was my next question is, if there was something, if there was no such thing as money, if money didn't exist and you could do something all day, every day, you would be making jewelry.
Yes, creating it, designing it, putting color in it, everything, and just out of all different types of material. You may look at me and I may be like in a daze, and I'm not in a daze. I'm figuring out what can I do with what I'm seeing, what's around me, what colors, texture. That's what I've seen.
That's very, very exciting, and I really truly believe that you can pursue that passion and even make a living with it. I met a woman who's doing very, very well designing her own jewelry. She's created a website, she made a Facebook page, and you know, especially if you're not doing it for money, the love and the passion will come out of you, and you know, you could even design a special piece that you know, reflects something of you, a part of you. And this was another question I wanted to ask that's just something for you to walk away with and think about, and that is, sometimes it is our most painful moment is where our purpose is. I always say, make your pain your power. And if you go back in your head and see where was your most pain, for example, in my life, my greatest pain is money. Since 10 years old, I've been chasing, I need money. My mother had a set of twins when she was 40, and you know, money, 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 and buying her first birthday cake. And so my passion is always, when I see someone like you, is how can I help them make money and not be under the stress of, I have to make money. So it's been really, I've been really grateful to talk to you this evening, and I hope that you're able to take something away from this interview.
Thank you so much. I did. Thank you.